in the winter months and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Lincoln summers are hot, but Bonsall Pool and Spa is keeping it cool. We're celebrating our 75th diamond anniversary with a massive customer appreciation party on Saturday, July 11th from 11 to 3. Come hungry for free Muchachos food truck tacos and icy snow cones. Plus, score exclusive 4-hour flash sales on BioGuard chemicals and Polaris automatic cleaners. You can even enter to win a $7,500 premium backyard sauna giveaway. Celebrate 75 years with Bonsall Pool and Spa, 33rd and Nebraska Parkway. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
Play ball!
Some places just feel like home. In Lincoln, that place is Haymarket Park. For 25 seasons, it's where we gather with friends, with family, and our out-of-towners who want that same warm welcome. It's where kids catch their first foul ball, where we're all neighbors for at least 9 innings. Because when Salt Dogs fans root for our home team, there isn't a single stranger in the stands. So come one, come all, and let your local tradition play on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hop in the pit if you dare. It's time to join two Husker legends in the trenches. Jason Peter.
And here is a fake. Druckenmiller on the keeper. Loses the football. It's picked up by the Huskers. And they're going to run it in. Jason Peter for the score. Jason Peter, the man of the hour right now for the Big Red, as Nebraska now takes a 16-7 lead. The Hokies.
And Grant Wistrom.
Trying to open things up a little bit now. Here is a pass, and it's intercepted by Grant Wistrom. Takes it in for the score.
Are ready to take you inside the hallowed halls of Memorial Stadium. From the locker room to the sidelines and deep into the stories behind the biggest wins in Nebraska football history. It's time for In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
That's right. Welcome in. Tuesdays at 4 means it is time for In the Pit. Austin Orman here. More importantly, the Black Shirts, Jason Peter, Grant Wistrom. Fellas, happy Tuesday. Welcome back.
Yeah, so good to be back. I walked in and you weren't here, but Austin was here, and I thought we were going to be able to do the ole, 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 that chant a little bit longer than what I did for, and that was about half of a second. It was just doesn't carry the same weight.
Nobody joined in with that?
Well, who wants to do that at this point right now?
I know.
Right?
I think you guys talked about that a little bit last hour, didn't you? About it was so awesome, their run, and just fun to witness it. But what I felt more pride in than how the team did is how everybody coming to America, visiting the country, by and large, was just overwhelmed about just how kind people are here, how good they are, how well they were treated, and just how they just had been lied to and how just America had been misrepresented to them. And just really corny, made me proud to be an American. You know what I mean? Buddy.
There you go.
It's not
about the football for you.
No. And I'm always proud. I'm always a very proud American. But just to see it represented and to see for other people to finally see what we have here and our values and what we believe in was pretty awesome.
But you knew the U.S. was going to put on a show, right?
Yeah.
Look, there's nobody better about making money than the U.S., right? So you knew, L.A., they would make sure that the parts that people would see, I'm sure, were cleaned up, all the cities and whatever. Great. We did a great job, but does not get away from what happened last night.
No, that was
that was bad. That was just such a lackluster.
Do you feel like the stage was too big for him? I mean, do you
look,
think you want
to know the difference, okay? Because Mexico played basically similar deal, right? They were playing down in Azteca the other night. But and I know they ended up in the second half playing up a man, but the effort that the Mexican team put in, the physicality that the Mexican team plays, like I remember at the start of the season, somebody asked me, and I said, well, they asked me who I watch. I said, well, obviously U.S., but I've always been a Germany team, just because of my father, and they were always good. Not so much anymore. But I said the team that I like watching is Mexico, because they don't have any like superior athletes that you would just, it's basically the same guy all the way through the lineup, but they all just fight and scrap and claw. They roll around on the team on the field, probably the least out of any of the teams that were playing. But it was disappointing last night. I mean, you end up tying it up, and then basically,
10 seconds.
Well, that's like the equivalent of us going out and getting a score on defense, tying the game, and then letting kickoff return or somebody, just let it's just you can't have it happen.
Yeah,
like that was just unacceptable. Your stars didn't play, and you got to remember, like it's the word star, I think is you got to put an asterisk next to it.
It's all relative.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because most of those guys probably, if they had their choice, would be playing in a different country. A lot of the dual citizenship kids, but probably are not good enough to play on those other countries. So they're playing here. So was it great to watch for those 4 games? Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said, nobody was really talking politics about anything until until we lost. Right, he gets the Trump gets the card removed, which shouldn't have been a red card anyway. So I don't know what everyone's bitching about that for, but pretty much you hadn't heard anything for the last 3-4 weeks or however long it's been going on.
It's been nice.
Yeah,
I got a question though.
Yeah.
Why can we not get that magic spray on a football field where a guy gets hit and you think he's shot from a sniper rolling around on the ground? Pretty sure the leg is going to get amputated. Guy comes out, puts the magic spray on it. Boom, he's good. We need the magic spray in football.
Oh, I know.
I don't know what it is, but Doak needs to come up with it.
Roger Goodell's holding back on you.
He is. Him and his magic spray.
It's the one thing I think that people keep wondering why soccer doesn't take off more at the adult level, at the professional level. And I think a big part of it is that.
Yeah.
Right. You're talking about a country that loves violence, that loves, NFL, that loves Jack Hughes getting his tooth knocked out and coming back and scoring, the game winner, in the Olympics. And they don't want to see grown men rolling around holding their knees when there was no contact at all. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you're going to see the replay. Everybody's going to see the replay. I just don't understand it. And that's why you appreciate watching guys like Messi and them, because they don't go down at the gust of a wind, the wind. Do you know what I mean? They fight for their balance. They fight to keep the ball. And that's the difference. Like, you got to find grinders like that. I don't care what sport you're playing. They got to be tough guys.
You know who doesn't flop in soccer?
Who?
Women.
Yeah, I know.
Women don't flop, man. I like watching women's soccer. They don't flop.
I love like the college highlights, the ponytail pulling, the shots to the kidneys, and that's great. I love that. But it's a sport that has also been, I think, persuaded by the money in America, where you have so many traveling teams and so many club teams. And on each club team, there's, team A all the way down to team K, whereas, I just don't think that I think it's getting diluted. You don't necessarily have the best players. You have the best players who have the money to afford, that luxury.
Which is so ironic given the fact that soccer is a box and a ball everywhere else around the world.
Yep.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But those kids, like overseas, when you're talking about the traditional powers like Germany, England, the Brazilians, stuff like that, you have programs there. You have a way of life where if the kid is identified by the time he's 10, 11, 12 years old, he's not going to regular school anymore. Right now he's going to, the Bayern Munich Academy, or they're going to the Liverpool Academy, or the Real Madrid, or what I mean? Like, and they're developing them there, at a young age. So they're basically living the life of a pro soccer player. And then they probably fit in some classes or something, to satisfy some requirements from the government or something like that, But yeah, it's totally different. So you need more. I mean, I don't know if the MLS is even big enough to. I mean, well, you do. You need, the LA Galaxy and the Miami, whoever they are, to have these youth, academies, and you need to have quality coaches in there. And now, you have to get those European coaches over here because, look, I mean, I really like the Argentinian, the Mauricio Pochettino. I mean, I do. I think he did a really good job. And I think you need to continue to get people that lived that life that we just talked about. Now they're starting to implement it to our youth, and I mean, that was big. I know when I was a kid and playing club soccer, you went by years. So, you played for the 74 Sting or the 74 whatever. And at some point, my father and another European Argentinian coach, they were like, okay, so he's pretty much dominating the 74. Like, we need to move. He needs to move up. He needs to be challenged. Like, so I went to 72s, and you got to continue to push and push and push and push. It's the only way.
And we ran into that with Charlie when she was playing. We were living in Springfield, and the club situation there. There's a couple. There should have just been one club team. It didn't have the population to support two, and there were two clubs teams there, and both of them were okay. But to get the exposure and the challenges she needed, she ended up playing for St. Louis.
Yeah.
And there are teams like Sporting Kansas City. Her club was affiliated with them, and they have ID camps. And if you're good enough, then they'll bring you up and you go and live there. And we had a friend back in Springfield who in high school that happened to him. He went to the St. Louis program and, was playing for the St. Louis team. So, it's out there, but I just don't think it's ingrained in our DNA like it is.
But why are the women, do you think, better off than the men?
I think that women here have been given opportunities sooner probably than they have in other places, and have had a chance to develop more. And I don't know squat about soccer. I watch my daughter play, and that's about all I know. But I believe that women here have been given opportunities earlier in all sports, and that, soccer is a great competitive sport, team sport, and for women to go to that want it to be a little bit physical. But the fact that I don't know, I just think that there's been more time on task here playing the sport than probably in other countries.
Do you think the kind of the fame and putting a handful of those players on a pedestal really without being it's understandable when you see Messi and Ronaldo and those guys doing the commercials, right? And Beckham and I get it. But the Pulisic kid, he's been overseas. He hasn't done much, over there. He's had some brief, moments where it looks like maybe he'll turn into something. But, he was another guy that was on a lot of commercials and stuff. And if you're not at that level, but you're getting treated like you're at that level, when you get into big games like what you had last night, and then you don't produce. And I'm not saying his entire career is a bust because of one game. He's been a good player. He's been one of the better players for the U.S., but in the grand scheme of things, not quite good enough. I think the thing that's discouraging if you're the U.S. is when you see these African countries that have not committed to playing soccer, over the years and until recently. But you're seeing those countries now really start to produce, and you're talking about countries of like 400, like I said, an island of like 400,000 people. So how can a country that has a population of 400,000 rise quicker in the football world or the soccer world than the United States, which is, it's hard. And other than
that's the only thing, that's their way out.
Yeah. Right. They're fighting. They're fighting for their life.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Day,
right.
And it's, I wouldn't move there to have those opportunities. I'd rather live in America, but that's just a fact. I mean, that's their way out. Other than that, their quality of life is completely different, I'm sure.
Yeah. Could be a lot of patting on the back, that mentality that we've kind of started to live under over the last 15, 20 years.
Bob on the text line says, would relegation, having another pro league, force teams to be better at the highest level?
I mean, I would think so. Nobody wants to get relegated, down a notch. I mean, you see some of those, like the soccer, like they do, like the football in training camp and stuff like that. And they do, they'll cover the season over there for some of those teams as well. And that's always one of the topics is getting relegated. And, it's not only a mental blow, but it's a financial blow to the club. There's a lot of things that go into it.
I never understood any of that till I watched that Wrexham series, on FX or whatever it is. I don't know, but that was really interesting, man, and how that works, and pretty cool.
I think there's a lot of similarities to the U.S. soccer team as there is Nebraska football. I think you have, especially around the World Cup time, where you get these players that haven't really done anything, right? Like maybe in the MLS they have, but the MLS compared to, the Bundesliga and the Premier League and stuff like that, it's, I mean, come on. But they get into a time where it's the World Cup, and now you're kind of elevating and promoting these players before they've actually really done anything. And when I say done anything, I mean on a worldwide, kind of scale. I think it's the same when you look at Nebraska football and you kind of elevate these recruits to a point where you almost treating them like they've actually done something here at the collegiate level. And that can be a problem then down the line, right? Because you're taking away that grit, that fight, that desire to want to achieve that, right? To want to achieve some sort of fame of having, the coach know who you are, having the upperclassmen know who you are. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are all things that you had to fight for when you got here. Now you come in and, I mean, you got the seniors on the team that are tweeting, at the high school seniors, to try to get them to come here and do all that stuff. And I don't know. I think I know it's a different world now, but I think that certainly plays into it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing too. I mean, I think Nebraska basketball has a comparison as well, because I think for U.S. soccer, you can say this is the best you've ever done. You can put the emphasis on best. This is the best or close to it, right? And never made it to the Elite Eight or past the Elite Eight in soccer, whatever. It was a heck of a run. It was fun.
Yeah,
but there's also that element of this is the best you've ever done. Not the best the rest of the world has ever done. There's only been, we talked about this on Old School, only been 8 countries that have won the World Cup. And if you look at the numbers, not that they mean everything, Team USA was ranked 16th in the world coming in. Guess where they finished? In the round of 16. Belgium, number 8 team in the world. They finished number 8. But yet it still feels, even though Team USA finished where it should, based on talent relative to the rest of the world, still feels like a letdown. I mean, you mentioned that the magic spray. Where's the magic run? Other countries seem to go on magic runs. Other football programs seem to go on magic runs. Obviously, it's not just luck. There's talent, skill, execution, preparation that goes into it. But even though Team USA, for this example, finished right where the numbers told you they should, I think there's a part of you that can feel happy about how well they did. but also part of you feels, I don't want to say let down, but you have that pit in your stomach. Like, oh, it could have been so much more. And to go out on that note.
Well, it's because I think each time too that you kind of get in this area of this like Sweet 16, that you feel like it's going to be this building block for U.S. soccer. And it just never turns out to really get us elevated to that next level, right? I mean, we've been stuck here. This is kind of has been like the limit, as far as we could get, out of the group stage, and then, maybe a game or two afterwards. And we keep hearing, oh, this is going to be so good for soccer in America. And I mean, the crowds continue to be great. The support continues to be great, but the actual level of play continues to stay right on the same kind of path, which is disappointing.
Jesse on the text line goes back to the biggest difference being the top athletes here aren't playing soccer. There are at least 4 other sports that come first. The example I would go to, though, guys, tell me if this makes sense or not. Team USA of the United States are essentially a Class A school here in Nebraska, right? Or, a 6A school in Texas or whatever. There should be plenty of talent where you shouldn't need your best 1% athletes to do that. Not trying to denigrate any other country's top athletes. I'm sure that the top is there. But there should be enough depth of athletes in America that even if your best athletes are playing other sports, you should have good enough athletes to compete. That should never be the issue.
I'm with you 100%. I don't know. It goes back to what I just said. Like, how can an island of 400,000 people, and that's total, not 400,000 soccer players, 400,000 total people end up with a team that is arguably as good, if not better, than the United States, and probably putting a lot less resources and financial commitment into those programs as well.
But more intention.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you those kids are outside with a ball in their foot all day long.
And I know,
all day long.
And I know a lot of people, you see it all over social media. Oh, if Kevin Durant and this guy and that guy, and if they played, and obviously a lot of them are black athletes, and the black athlete is a great athlete. But what's the excuse then for Argentina? Argentina doesn't have, I don't think, one black player on their team. So I don't make it into a race thing. I think it has more to do with the structure of the entire process, starting like when we talked about when they're kids, and you can only kind of, I think, probably get so good when you're just a kid that lives at home, and maybe you're playing on a great club team or whatever, but when you're living that life, that's different. That's different, and we don't live that life.
I think that's all fair. All right, with that, let's go ahead and take the first break of the show. More In the Pit right after this.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive in Seward. We're more than just an automotive repair shop. We're part of this community. Our mission is simple: serve people well, build trust, and provide reliable vehicle repairs at a fair price. From oil changes to diagnostics, major repairs, we're here to help keep your family safe on the road. A1 Automotive, 408 Main Street, Seward, Nebraska.
Heads up, LES customers, July 31st is almost here. And that's when our Fairfield Street customer lobby is closing for good. The good news, we've still got plenty of ways to support you. Find your best options at les.com.
Husker fans, the 2026 Nebraska football season is quickly approaching, and we need you in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. Single game tickets for all 7 home games start at just $45 and are now available in both end zone and sideline seat locations. These tickets are only available while supplies last, so get yours today before they're gone. To purchase your Husker football single game tickets or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
The crack of the bat, sizzling concessions. Yeah, that's the sound of summer at Haymarket Park. It's been that way for 25 seasons. And in this city, it's not a matter of if you'll catch a game, it's how many. Safe. That's because there's always something in play for Salt Dogs fans. From saluting our troops to Friday night fireworks, your local tradition plays on. Let's show summer how Lincoln celebrates 25 seasons. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish back shelf bar, enjoy a healthy, family-friendly menu, and catch all your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets, located on 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Lincoln summers are hot, but Bonsall Pool and Spa is keeping it cool. We're celebrating our 75th diamond anniversary with a massive customer appreciation party on Saturday, July 11th from 11 to 3. Come hungry for free Muchachos food truck tacos and icy snow cones. Plus, score exclusive 4-hour flash sales on BioGuard chemicals and Polaris automatic cleaners. You can even enter to win a $7,500 premium backyard sauna giveaway. Celebrate 75 years with Bonsall Pool and Spa, 33rd and Nebraska Parkway. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
When Nebraska businesses win, we all win. And the Nebraska Chamber is helping make that happen. Tackling the tough stuff like job creation, affordable and accessible childcare, and building a stronger workforce. We're stepping up so local businesses can step forward. If you want to see Nebraska keep growing, keep competing, and keep winning, get connected with the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Learn more at nechamber.com.
Are you looking for a place to host company get-togethers, team meetings, or group events? Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln is the perfect place to host your gathering, with private bays available to meet with clients while you swing the sticks and improve your game. Back 9 Golf offers traditional golf opportunities while also providing fun games and activities available for non-traditional golfers on their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators. Learn about their corporate memberships today and gather your favorite groups together at Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln, just off 14th and Pine Lake Road.
Hey, Nebraska sports fans. This summer, professional tennis returns to Lincoln. Watch rising stars of the ATP Tour compete for over $100,000 in prize money for the 2026 Lincoln Challenger from July 12th to the 19th at the Sid and Hazel Dillon Tennis Center. Witness top tennis pros compete right here in Lincoln and experience tennis close-up like never before. To purchase tickets or to sign up for volunteer opportunities, please visit www.lincolnchallenger.com. Not just a stop, a stage. Lincoln Challenger 2026.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
That's right. Welcome back in. It is In the Pit. Lots to get to yet on the show. You can be a part of things. 402-464-5685. Leave you guys a question. We will get to it throughout the course of the show. Gents, Nebraska lands another receiver. 4-star Khalil Taylor commits to Nebraska yesterday.
Yeah, I know it's just recruiting, but I think give credit where credit's due. This is what the time of year where this is what we're doing. We're recruiting. It's just like when Trey went out, got his 5th star, won the, it's just 11 on 11, but hey, it's what he's doing right now.
7 on 7.
7 on 7. And it's what he's doing right now and did at the highest level. Right now they're recruiting their asses off here, and so hats off to them. That's awesome. You can just keep up the good work, and hopefully we can keep them committed in Nebraska uniforms at some point.
I'd like to see some defensive players signing here instead of all wide receivers. But yeah, I'm not going to complain about getting a quality player. Whether it pans out or not, to me, it doesn't matter once you're signed here. I don't care if you're a 4-star or a 2-star. Now the work actually starts, right? So let's see what you do, because you, the player as a senior, or, whatever, is not the player that is going to be highly successful at a Division I school, right? Like, you got to get here, and now you really got to work, right? Because everything that you've done up to this point, in the grand scheme of things, most of it is just based off of you're a better athlete than 99% of the other kids on the field. So, things change once you get to this level now. But yeah, it's another good get, I guess, by the staff. But again, I would like to see some defensive linemen, some linebackers, some game changers, or what we think are game changers coming out of high school, getting them here. Because if you can't stop anybody, I don't care how many points you put up, right? And to me, the receivers, I mean, they're kind of a dime a dozen, honestly. Like, you can find some, you go down to Florida, and I could throw a rock and hit 10 dudes that run 4.3.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So why are they playing soccer? Oh, wait, wrong conversation.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, it's a good get.
Yeah.
To that point of the 2027 class, so far 22 high school players are committed to Nebraska. Obviously not signed. That'll be coming up in December. 12 of the 22 on offense, 10 of the 22 are on defense. But you mentioned the linebackers, Jason. That's an interesting conversation to have.
What position are the defensive players? Do we have a list of them?
Yes. So you have Torrey Pittman listed as an athlete, but primarily a safety. Yeah. Corey Hadley Jr. at safety. Bryce Williams at cornerback. Nehemiah Ombadi at defensive line. Jalen Hill at cornerback. You have Jaden Travers listed as a defensive lineman. Brennan Drummond as a safety. Eli Harris, linebacker. Caleb Green, linebacker. Errol DeMontagnac at defensive line. Maato Moe at edge.
Okay. So you got 4 or 5 linemen. That's not bad. I guess I wasn't completely up to date on all the guys that they. But yeah, you need. It just seems like for this goes back probably all the way to like when Bo was here. It seemed like the positions that he recruited a lot of secondary guys, Bo, and understandable. I think that's kind of where he cut his teeth in coaching. Long time ago, I think even San Francisco 49ers, I think he was assistant secondary coach, something like that. Might have been his first big gig. But anyway, I mean, you need the guys up front. But it's interesting, how is this an indication of how they work recruiting, right? Like, for a while, I think I thought maybe they would be trying to find maybe the big guys through the portal, maybe some of the skinnier receiver corners you get through high school recruiting, because there's so much. I think there's just a lot more of them. But you want production. It'll be interesting to see how Matt Rule kind of, where the balance comes in, or the imbalance, and how does he decide where they're going to spend more money in the portal as opposed to in high school recruiting, because with the high school kids, they obviously can still much more better chance of them saying, I'm going to pack up and leave and go somewhere else, right? Because they still have their one transfer. The kids that you're getting through the portal, they're going to be more stuck, right? That will be their time where they probably transfer, and then you can't transfer again.
Yeah.
Correct?
Is there only one transfer now?
Hypothetically, moving forward, not official.
It's not official yet.
Yeah, that part is not official.
They
yet.
better make that official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it's been a topic of conversation today on the station, but are they recruiting stars, or are they recruiting to what we need here?
Yeah.
And
that's a good point.
You've got a really full wide receiver room, and granted, he's a good wide receiver at high school, but you've got good guys here.
Yeah.
Why aren't you looking else at other positions?
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, in their defense, if you think that this kid is a game changer, then you probably put aside, well, we're good number wise, here we should. Then you kind of look at things like, well, this guy's that good. And I don't know if honestly, you could tell me this Taylor kid is the greatest wide receiver. You could tell me that he's overrated. I wouldn't know the difference because I could care less about high school recruiting, to be honest. Or the way that it's been blown up for us to believe, this guy has this many stars. That means he's going to translate to a great player, which obviously is not the case.
Well, they let him on the field. That's the other part, right? Because I still think if you recruit a kid, you should like him enough to have a vision for them to play at some point. And so maybe with what Coach Schwartz is doing, maybe it's with what Dana Holgerson wants to do. But think also about the guy that DeKel Schwartz replaced. I mean, DeKel Schwartz came to Nebraska with at least something resembling a resume.
Yeah.
Previous guy, Nebraska was his resume. Young first-time position coach at that role. So either you're making up for some of his mistakes or oversights or shortcomings in recruiting, and that's the deal, or you're just recruiting over good players. And for what reason? Are they all game changers, or is it, hey, we have a relationship with this kid, we want to say we got another former 4-star in the building, so we're going to go get it, right? Like why Quasi Gilmer? Maybe he's worth it. Maybe he is that game changer. But Dane Key wasn't that game changer. Jamal Banks wasn't that game changer. Just to name a few. Not that they were bad. Sometimes you need bodies, but sometimes you got to let the kids play if you like them enough to recruit them.
Yeah, especially when you're not seeing the production you need to see on the field. Give somebody a chance. And especially now with the way rules are, kids can play in 4 or 5 games, not lose. Now with 5 for 5, it doesn't matter anymore. But give kids a chance. If you're not seeing what you need and you have a kid that's doing the right things, give them an opportunity. But for the kid to have that opportunity, he's going to have to be head and shoulders above the senior or the junior ahead of him, because like you talked on the show earlier, experience is going to trump potential if everything is even.
You got to have guys that you can depend on, right? That are going to go out there and run the defense or the offense called every play, not run, the correct play 5 out of 10 times or even, 8 out of 10 times. You need guys that are going to go out there and run the right play 10 out of 10 times, right? So it's the only way to be productive is if everybody is where they're supposed to be. The execution has to be where you have everybody doing the right thing on any given play. When one player or 2 players or 3 take off a play or run the wrong route or run the wrong blocking scheme, the play's usually screwed.
Do you feel like with our current, and I don't know what's going to be on the field defensively this year with the new D coordinator, but in the past few years that we're trying to out coach people instead of letting just guys simplify and go be, especially on defense, be simple and be aggressive. Don't make too many responsibilities. Don't have your guys think. And
I feel like we had 4 calls. We had like Husker over, Husker under,
bubble,
and bubble. Right. But boy, we could play the heck out of them. And everybody knew where they were supposed to be. Usually the only times that I would ever have any sort of bus would be when, say, one of your backup DNs or somebody would come in and we'd be running like a stab or a jet or some sort of inline stun on the end, and they would get it screwed up where, say, they were supposed to come around me, they would go first, and then we'd both be like pounding sand in a rat hole into one gap. So that, frustrating, and sometimes it's going to cost you, and sometimes you luck out with the offensive play call and you don't impact. But you have to have everybody dialed in, and if that means taking it down, the amount of plays that that you can call, and simplify it, make it just easy, so that they don't have to think out there.
That should be for most positions. Is that for all positions? Most positions, because you can't really dumb it down too much for a quarterback.
No,
middle linebacker, but edge rusher, pin your ears and go.
There's
quarterback, hey, go guard that guy. Receiver, hey, here's your route.
There's a reason that quarterbacks are getting now $5 and $6 and $8 million coming out of high school. Do you know what I mean? Because there is a lot being asked of them. There's a reason why the NFL protects the quarterbacks, because there's so much being asked of them, and there's a big difference between the starter and usually the backup. I totally I understand that. With the differences between positions, but I also know that there's just certain positions that you got to be strong at.
Yeah, and I feel, to speak to that a little bit, Austin, I feel that offense and defense are very different in that. I do think that you got to be a lot more cerebral to play offense, regardless of the position. Defense, especially up front, it's hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
You get behind linebackers, it's a little bit less of that, more thinking. You get to the DBs, and there's a lot of thinking involved there, and a lot of checks and things like that. But still, just keep it to a point where it doesn't affect your aggressiveness out there. And if you can just let guys play freely, not think too much while they're out there, you're going to have a better product. You're definitely going to have a team that looks more cohesive out there, that runs to the football, because they're not thinking. They're just out there hitting people and running around.
And every defense that you call should be sound against pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there should be nothing that you're calling out there that, okay, if offense runs this, now we're screwed because we don't have a cover. We don't have a player covering, the back and the out, coming out in the flat or whatever. Like every defense needs to be sound, right? If it's not sound against anything that the offense can come up with, then you got to scrap it, right? Because
they're going to find it.
They'll
you
find
run that
it.
at defense
That's
again.
right.
You make an adjustment. You run that at defense again, you're in trouble.
Is some of that just a risk reward, like playing the odds numbers game though too? Like, hey, there's maybe we're sound against it all, but this is the most likely pressure point, and we'll take our chances. And if they hit that, tip your cap.
There's certain defenses that are weak, down the middle. There's some that can be a little weaker, off to the edges. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it may make some guys' jobs tougher, but it's still technically sound. You just can't have defenses called that, where you have no answer for anything in particular that an offense may do.
Fair enough. All right, with that, let's take our final break of the hour. We'll be back with more In the Pit, more of your thoughts as well. Starter Heyman Jewelers text line 402-464-5685. More of In the Pit right after this.
When Nebraska businesses win, we all win. And the Nebraska Chamber is helping make that happen. Tackling the tough stuff like job creation, affordable and accessible childcare, and building a stronger workforce. We're stepping up so local businesses can step forward. If you want to see Nebraska keep growing, keep competing, and keep winning, get connected with the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Learn more at nechamber.com.
Hey, Nebraska sports fans. This summer, professional tennis returns to Lincoln. Watch rising stars of the ATP Tour compete for over $100,000 in prize money for the 2026 Lincoln Challenger from July 12th to the 19th at the Sid and Hazel Dillon Tennis Center. Witness top tennis pros compete right here in Lincoln and experience tennis close-up like never before. To purchase tickets or to sign up for volunteer opportunities, please visit www.lincolnchallenger.com. Not just a stop, a stage. Lincoln Challenger 2026.
Lincoln summers are hot, but Bonsall Pool and Spa is keeping it cool. We're celebrating our 75th diamond anniversary with a massive customer appreciation party on Saturday, July 11th from 11 to 3. Come hungry for free Muchachos food truck tacos and icy snow cones. Plus, score exclusive 4-hour flash sales on BioGuard chemicals and Polaris automatic cleaners. You can even enter to win a $7,500 premium backyard sauna giveaway. Celebrate 75 years with Bonsall Pool and Spa, 33rd and Nebraska Parkway. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We're going to see plenty of sunshine here for our Tuesday. It is going to be another hot one out there. High temperature of 93 with a light southeast wind about 5 to 10. Tonight, mostly clear, 72 for your low temperature. And then for Wednesday, we'll start off with sunshine, then bring in a chance of thunderstorms during the evening and night. We'll get up to 95, though, before that happens. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downer for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lights out? Let LES know where to go. With Powerline, your phone number is matched to your service address, so outages can be restored faster. Keep your information up to date at les.com/powerline.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC services for your business, building, or even your home so it can run without unwanted interruption. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
That's right. Welcome back in. It is In the Pit. Austin Norman, Jason Peter, Grant Wistrom here with you. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the show. Also, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter comments up and rolling for you. Daniel Magnuson says, fellas, what do you think about the secondary this year? Last year's group was supposed to be the strength of the team. Where are you at with this year's secondary?
Well, who do they have? They're counting on Marshall, obviously being back, a guy who now it's a different system again, but he's familiar with the system, right? Because he played for, He played for,
what if I think cross paths with Orange at Idaho at one point? Yeah.
So maybe there's familiarity there. Got it. That's a 3-syllable word, right?
Big guy.
Maybe more. 4, 3, 4.
Set a record.
Yeah, I know.
I count 6.
Shoot. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
Talk about the secondary.
Yeah. So you got Andrew Marshall. He's one of the guys that's going to Big Ten Media Day as well, which I like. I think the group that he's bringing, they don't strike me as guys that are going to run their mouths. I don't think Lyndon Myers necessarily that type of guy. I don't think Marshall is, and Evans as well, who's, I don't know if we've heard a word out of him in his previous 3-4 years, however long he's been here. So I'm guessing they're going to keep it probably pretty, straight down the line and not too much, hype and stuff like that. So, but so they got Marshall at one side, a young.
They like Donnie Jones potentially over at corner, or Danny Odom, the 5-star, 4.5-star from Florida last year.
So yeah, you've heard about him, right? Well, I gotta wait to see it before I can buy into him. But the kid from up in Omaha, the Jones kid, they had some moments last year, I thought, where he played well. But it's just, you got to eliminate the bad games and the times where you didn't do as well. That's ultimately what it comes down to is getting production, every single week. And at safety, what do they have?
They bring in McDougal from
Okay.
San Diego State, who was with Orich, and then Rex Guthrie, who took a Buford spot middle of the year last year. Was a freshman.
And he had some times, I think, early on where he played well, and then it got tough for him, I think, down the stretch for Rex. But
Big Ten play will do that to you.
Yeah. But I think he's a worker. I think he'll put everything he's got into it. When he first got on the field, I liked the way that he moved. But there's not a lot of guys that have been successful for multiple years in the Big Ten that are playing back there. So it's going to kind of, I think, be one of those wait and see. And we've talked about it before. If there's one position that's tied to the secondary, it's the defensive front.
Yep.
And if they don't get pressure, then I don't care who you've got back there covering. You can have a NFL Hall of Fame roster back there. If you're not getting pressure on the quarterback, those guys can only cover for so long. Those offensive guys that, they're, the players we were just talking about. I mean, those guys, they're getting paid money to do their job as well too. So yeah, the defensive line and secondary will go hand in hand. And probably the bigger question or the bigger deciding factor will be, can we get pressure on the quarterback? Because we just have not been able to consistently do that. And that's something that you don't get to take games off, where you're not getting back there. There may be games where you don't have sacks, but every game there's got to be pressure.
Yeah. And then if you're not getting it up front, now you're bringing linebackers, which puts even more stress on your secondary. So, to speak to that question, we better be good in the back, because up front, it's a big question mark right now.
Yeah. And they can also give you an extra half second for that defensive line to get home. But we'll see how that goes. There's a lot of question marks, I think, on the defensive side going into this year.
4-man front versus 3-man front. Any preferences between the two of you?
I never played in a 3-man front, but I would think, after talking, I know Jason played in a 3-man front at Carolina. I would much rather play in a 4-man front, just because you're more aggressive.
Yeah.
You're not lined up trying to read the guy's helmet. You're just able to fire off on the ball and go.
I think in today's college football or today's football world, I think, some of the teams that do run, 3-4s, it's much more creative now. You can do a lot of pressures, with a 3-4. And I think when you historically think of a 3-4, you just think of the three guys up front. I think, kind of eating up blocks, letting the linebackers run free, that sort of deal. Whereas now I think it's much more integrated into, this guy's dropping, this guy's coming, this guy's doing this guy's doing that. But yeah, I'm a 4-man front guy. I want to be able to pin my ears back, and I want to be able to go.
This is my gap. I control this
That's right.
gap.
Yeah.
I know that if I control my gap, I know that Jason's controlling his gap. Jay's got his gap. Jared's got his gap. We're solid up front. I'm not worried about Jason getting reached, when he's playing a head up technique on the guard. I know that when Jason's in that B gap, he's going to stay in that B gap.
Yeah. Well, it's a numbers game too. 4-on-5 is already a little more fair than 3-on-5.
Yeah.
And the extra confusion for who's coming to help to send a fourth pass rusher.
Yeah.
Sure, that can get in the way potentially.
And once again, just go back. You remove the aggressiveness out of it when you're out there thinking. So just simplify, especially if you're young on defense. If you're, have a lot of question marks on defense, just let them play football.
Yeah.
Don't try to get cute with things.
Yeah, Charlie always used to say that to us. If you're going to make a mistake, make it going a million miles an hour.
Hair on fire.
And I think, it was the only year that I played in the 3-4, which was my first year in Carolina. So, was naturally being in the first year, you're going to think a little bit more than you would if you've been playing in it for a few years. But I think just generally speaking, I think the difference is you're probably thinking a little bit more in the 3-4 than you are 4-3.
And not even in, you answer this, not even to just when you're lined up in that 3-4 defense, you can't be as aggressive because you're trying to read how the guy's blocking you. But then the playbook's a whole lot bigger too, just because there's so many different things you can run out of it. So not only are you limiting your aggressiveness on the field, you're having to, even before you put your hand on the ground, you're having to process so much more.
Yeah, I agree.
So if there's a day one simple, you should walk in from high school, be able to get on the field and play aggressively defense in college. 4-man front, cover 2 behind it, cover 4 behind it. What are you doing to simplify as much as possible? And to your point, Jason, maybe be solid against pretty much anything.
Yeah. I mean, well, you see a lot of teams. I mean, both. A lot of teams are in cover 4. You don't see as many, I guess, in cover 2 as you used to. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, look, we were always guys that thought we could take care of everything up front, right? Like we can shut down the run, we can get after the quarterback. Do we need those guys in the back end? Absolutely, right? Do we want them to have to be needed? Absolutely not. Like we want to take care of it up here so it doesn't get back there. Was that more pressure or more responsibility? How did you guys view that? I think it was just more mentality. It was just us saying you're not gonna be able to run the ball on us, and if you try throwing, we're gonna get home at some point.
Yeah, I think mentality, but then also think responsibility too. It's simple. Your responsibilities are simple, which allows you to be aggressive.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, we'll get back to more from YouTube here on the other side. Appreciate Jim chiming in. Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Keep it coming. 402-464-5685. Hour 2 of In the Pit. Straight ahead.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Hi, I'm Kendall Warnock, owner of A1 Automotive. When it comes to your vehicle, trust matters. At A1 Automotive, we believe in honest inspections, clear communication, and quality repairs done the first time. Whether you drive a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Porsche, our team is committed to keeping you safe on the road. A1 Automotive, where integrity drives everything we do. Please visit us at 5110 State Hill Drive or give us a call, 402-267-4660. Always honest answers.
Hey, Nebraska sports fans. This summer, professional tennis returns to Lincoln. Watch rising stars of the ATP Tour compete for over $100,000 in prize money for the 2026 Lincoln Challenger from July 12th to the 19th at the Sid and Hazel Dillon Tennis Center. Witness top tennis pros compete right here in Lincoln and experience tennis close-up like never before. To purchase tickets or to sign up for volunteer opportunities, please visit www.lincolnchallenger.com. Not just a stop, a stage. Lincoln Challenger 2026.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish back shelf bar, enjoy a healthy, family-friendly menu, and catch all your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets located on 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We're going to see plenty of sunshine here for our Tuesday. It is going to be another hot one out there. High temperature of 93 with a light southeast wind about 5 to 10. Tonight, mostly clear, 72 for your low temperature. And then for Wednesday, we'll start off with sunshine, then bring in a chance of thunderstorms during the evening and night. We'll get up to 95, though, before that happens. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downer for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The crack of the bat. Sizzling concessions. Yeah, that's the sound of summer at Haymarket Park. It's been that way for 25 seasons. And in this city, it's not a matter of if you'll catch a game, it's how many.
Safe.
That's because there's always something in play for Salt Dogs fans. From saluting our troops to Friday night fireworks, your local tradition plays on. Let's show summer how Lincoln celebrates 25 seasons. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white truck, you know the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Are you looking for a place to host company get-togethers, team meetings, or group events? Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln is the perfect place to host your gathering, with private bays available to meet with clients while you swing the sticks and improve your game. Back 9 Golf offers traditional golf opportunities while also providing fun games and activities available for non-traditional golfers on their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators. Learn about their corporate memberships today and gather your favorite groups together at Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln, just off 14th and Pine Lake Road.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hop in the pit if you dare. It's time to join two Husker legends in the trenches. Jason Peter.
And here is a fake. Druckenmiller on the keeper, loses the football. It's picked up by the Huskers, and they're going to run it in. Jason Peter for the score. Jason Peter, the man of the hour right now for the Big Red, as Nebraska now takes a 16-7 lead. The Hokies.
And Grant Wistrom.
Trying to open things up a little bit now. Here is a pass, and it's intercepted by Grant Wistrom. Takes it in for the score.
Are ready to take you inside the hallowed halls of Memorial Stadium. From the locker room to the sidelines and deep into the stories behind the biggest wins in Nebraska football history. It's time for In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
That's right. Welcome back in. It is hour 2 of In the Pit. Another hour to go here on the show with more. Your black shirt hosts, Jason Peter and Grant Wistrom.
Big weekend over the weekend.
Yeah.
Not just 4th of July, but somebody had a birthday.
Yeah, big 5-0, baby.
Yeah.
I made it. Natural selection did not get me. I keep dodging bullets. I'm in the matrix.
You are officially old now as well.
And everybody in my home took the opportunity to remind me of that.
What'd you eat over the weekend?
See, Friday, nothing. So birthday was Friday, but Charlie was out of town. She was at Okoboji with her boyfriend. So waited to do the birthday until Saturday. And so Saturday came, she got home, just sat around, made food. I grilled some good ribeyes and fillets, had some sweet potatoes with it. What else do we have? Some Brussels sprouts.
That's your birthday dinner.
Yeah,
right.
That's my birthday
dinner. And
dinner.
then the 4th, did you do like dogs and?
That we did my birthday on
okay.
the 4th. Yeah, I did grill some dogs and brats too, though. Wyatt threw down a 16-ounce ribeye.
Really?
Polished it and then polished off 2 hot dogs, and then some street corn. He's a machine.
Now that we're on the topic of food, it would seem to me as though pretty much every show here at the Ticket has food that comes in for them.
That is true.
Wouldn't it be nice if we had some ribeyes delivered for us? Something that, I mean, we don't have a crumb here. There's nothing.
After Terrell leaves, there's usually not much.
Everything.
Oh, yeah. It's like his own little shopping or grocery market out there.
Yeah.
If you know people, bring them our way. We can make something happen.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, on the worst part of it, my view is across the street looking at this rib and chop house that has yet to be built. But there's what's that, a New York strip? Is that kind of
maybe
kind of
like
a New York strip?
Little-ish.
Yeah.
You eat meat? I thought
Yeah,
you were.
I
I
eat
thought
meat.
you were. Vegan.
Here we
yoga.
go. You hear this guy?
You
hear
no.
this guy?
Oh,
it was plant-based for a while, trying to clean up my bloodstream. There was a lot of
damage. It's going to take more than plants for that, friend.
Damage that I did to it.
More than plants.
All right.
Well, when you said pizza was only crust, sauce, and cheese, I was a little skeptical. I just wanted to see where the question's coming from.
I get it. You know what? The Game Changers, that documentary got you thinking, tried some stuff, figured out wasn't for me. I felt like my testosterone was just dropping and I was becoming much more feminine or something like that.
Too much soy.
Too much
soy boy.
Soy boy.
Yeah.
Soy boy.
At least there's no man bun, so you're good there.
Yeah, no man
I had
bun.
to talk him out of
But
that.
it's funny.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, this guy always looking out for me. Where was he when I ended up putting a bolt through my tongue and had to play the Virginia Tech game at 2:48? Huh?
Busy disinfecting my eyebrow.
That's the best part is that clip that we show or they play in the intro. The Mike Mayock was on the call for that game, and I'm running that ball into the end zone. And when they're doing the replay, he's like, gentlemen, or he's like, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. He goes, that's an athlete. That's a 6'5", 285-pound athlete right there. And I'm thinking he has no idea. 240, 248. Couldn't eat solid food for the entire week leading up to that game. Yeah, it was. I was not 285 for that game.
That wasn't your best decision you've ever made.
Clearly, but you're on the show talking about how you make sure I make the right decision.
I try. I can't be there for everything. I try.
You were right there with me. You were shoulder to shoulder. You had every opportunity to say, "Hey, JP, this is not a good idea. Think about what are you going to do? How are you going to eat? How are you going to, we got a game to play."
Why would I do that at 3 a.m. on South Beach in a bar that's piercing people? I'm clearly just going to throw gas on that fire.
Yeah, that was that was those were probably the worst decisions that we made out here.
Clearly.
Right? Yeah.
Other than that, blemish record here.
I mean,
for sure.
Academics were in check. Football in check. It was all good, other than just one decision,
one lapse in judgment,
and we still ended up pulling it off.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that I didn't see Wistrom's name on the invite list to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding.
You and me both.
Everybody in sports was invited except. Well,
Yeah.
it seemed you and I.
Well, and I guess Will Compton
Will
didn't.
Compton did not either.
He was pretty upset about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for me, golly, that's the last thing I want to do.
You would probably have to have a vaccine to walk in there, so I wouldn't be invited.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would not be invited there.
Yeah, I wonder that probably played. Yeah, that probably played a part. Absolutely, with her.
Yeah, and him.
I
Yeah,
know.
they were both
But he's
pushing
just
it.
doing everything for the money, right? Like you can't tell me him. I mean, come on. Like we all know you, Travis. Travis Kelce did not start to be Travis Kelce just when he met Taylor Swift. Okay, Travis Kelce was Travis Kelce for a long time before that. Yeah, but you know what? Hey, someone wants to pay me $20 million to put a Band-Aid on my shoulder. I'm here. I'm open for business.
I've done less for more, or more for less. I
I'm
promise.
open for business. Yeah, but it seems that our buddy Will is not thrilled, or maybe it's just been is the media kind of taking this thing and run with it and made it into a bigger deal than what it actually is. I mean, it sounds like he's been over in Italy on a vacation with his family. I don't know if that was planned because he didn't get the
So
invite.
now he's got a reason to not be
Yeah,
there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, oh my God, who wants to go to a wedding? Not me, not me.
Were you guys? Do you guys know anyone that would have been close enough to get you in as their +1? How many degrees are there between you guys and Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift? You can play that.
No, this is a new generation now. I don't have any
I don't
ties.
know anybody. And I'm with you. That sounds about as miserable experience.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to go to
Madison Square Garden too.
I don't want to go to my brother's wedding.
Right. That's what that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I just am in Madison. Like, I can understand. Okay, you have it. Like, you rent out the entire hotel that's in Malibu overlooking the ocean, or somewhere overseas, right? Like, you could be in Capri, Italy, or somewhere in Greece, and you decide, well, let's do it at Madison Square Garden. I mean, think of all the loogies and the beer and the piss that's all over the floor in that place. Do you know what I mean? That's where you want to have your wedding. I mean, you literally one of the wealthiest entertainers on the planet, if not the most, wealthiest, and that's Madison Square Garden.
She has played there 8 times.
She's not a New Yorker.
And
even worse, she's from Pennsylvania.
Well, I'm with you. Why? Why there? Is it a political I don't know. Like, why?
Because I don't know. Her husband's an athlete, I guess, and it'd be cool. I don't know. Like, did the groomsmen get dressed in like the home locker room and the and the bridal party?
The grooms were in the away. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
True,
bridesmaids
that's
got
right.
the nice locker room.
He's her plus one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be something on the text line. We can get off this subject.
Okay. You don't like talking about marriage?
This marriage.
This
I'll talk
yeah.
about mine all I want, but I'm good on this one. I've had
Okay, Daniel on YouTube wants to know, should Nebraska start scheduling more regional Power 4 games for future non-conference games?
Yes. 100% yes.
Your top 3 picks would be who?
We're talking Power 4?
Power 4 regional non-conference football.
Oh, they should, but they won't. Right?
Right. They won't.
No. He's already made that clear.
Yeah.
The rule that does he thinks it does no positive, or there's no benefit out of doing that when you have to play then the Big Ten schedule.
If you could add 3,
would have liked to add one last year.
Well, if you could this year, pick 3 Big 12 schools you'd like to play.
Oh, Kansas State.
Definitely.
I mean, I would have liked Missouri, obviously, but you chalk that up to scheduling an SEC team. And Colorado.
Yeah. Colorado. I'd say Colorado, K-State. Throw Missouri in there.
You could do a KU from time to time.
Yeah, KU, because that was always fun playing down there, because 3/4 the stadium was red. People back, you couldn't get a ticket in Lincoln back then, so you drive to Lawrence and watch us play.
That was when we had the ice storm the last game.
Yep.
You came and snuggled in my bed. You had that ridiculous water bed of yours froze. It was a giant ice cube.
The power went out. We lost heat. It's not good sleeping on a water bed when you don't have heat or electricity.
Nope.
Any argument for Oklahoma?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a game that you want to play as often as possible.
I was still looking for ones we had a chance to win.
Oh, okay. Okay. If we're taking that into consideration, then we should play probably, Iowa State's not bad sometimes.
Yeah.
But a good year to play them with Campbell out.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State first year with the new coach too.
State.
Yeah.
But what did they get? Like it's not a big.
They got Eric Morris is the guy from North Texas, and he brought his quarterback Drew Mestemaker with him.
Because people seem to be like kind of positive on Oklahoma State.
Well, there's no reason they should have been as bad as they were last year,
Right.
or 2 years ago for that matter. So
I mean, what's their financial situation down there? I mean,
their financial situation is T. Boone Pickens.
Yeah.
Right. And he's left some sort of
endowment.
Yeah.
Right.
That campus, we played soccer down there last year. It is
beautiful.
Like
baseball stadium.
Oh my gosh, soccer stadium was unreal. I mean, just great facilities.
Right.
It was pretty neat. They've invested a lot down there.
Yeah. I don't know who else was in the Big 12. I mean,
should Nebraska schedule North Dakota State now that they're in the Mountain West? I know it's not Power 4, but
I mean,
opponent.
Look, any of those Dakota teams, I think, create problems for Nebraska. And can I don't know. I think it's a great game because you have so many kids from the area that are playing in it. But it's a tough one for Nebraska, right? Because if you lose that game, obviously you're losing to a smaller school.
Isn't that be good though? Like, hey, this is what hunger, this is what desperation looks like. This is the energy you have to match. You saw how hard they played against you.
Do you get anything out of it? I think you get more out of obviously playing a Power 4 team, like a old Big 12 team, than you do, saying that you beat, North Dakota at the end of the year. Even though I think those games are going to be super tough, because you've probably, like I've said before, you've got players on that roster that Nebraska is probably told, we're going to have to pass. We just don't have enough scholarships, or, we just think you're a step slow, or, something like that.
And I get wanting to get wins early on and get some confidence, but also you need to be challenged.
Absolutely.
You got to get hit in the mouth early on and see how you respond to it. And if you have 3 cakewalks at the beginning and then you hit the Big Ten schedule, good luck. You need to be challenged.
And they lucked out this year for sure they have Maryland. Well, Loxley's fighting for his job. They've got a young quarterback there who was pretty good for a true freshman that only reported at fall camp last year. But he's fighting for his job. Then you got Michigan State and Pat Fitzgerald, who I think the world of as a coach.
I think they're going to be the surprise of the Big Ten this year.
People think like, it's his first year.
No.
I don't see it.
No.
I mean, Michigan State, they're just like in Nebraska, where there's talent in that locker room, and he will squeeze every last drop out of it.
No, I'm a big fan of Pat Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And then they got all that money this year too.
Yeah.
They're not, if they have a down year this year, it's not going to last long.
Which I'm sure came in where they still had time to use some of that for this upcoming year, right? That was pretty much at the end of the season, I think, last year when that was announced. They got $400 or $500 million from some alumni.
Disc Golf Jake says, with the scheduling right now, your regional wins might be Peru, Chadron, and Wayne State.
Maybe.
Wesleyan,
Maybe.
can we get Wesleyan on the schedule? Do they have a football team?
They're just down the block.
Midland, perhaps.
Midland?
Yeah.
Jeff Jamrock's down there, right?
We can get them on the schedule.
Connections.
Yeah.
Big 12 Media Days. Big 12 selling its soul to Monster. $20 million for the conference. You get a logo patch on the jerseys. You get a field and court marking for football, men's basketball, women's basketball. $20 million, not per team, per year for the whole conference.
And
that's not a lot.
Letting a company that sells poison to kids.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of it.
Yeah.
It's that stuff's not good for you. It's really bad for, the youth of this world. And you'd think that you'd be able to get it from somewhere else, the money.
Especially $20 million for that amount of marketing that you'll get. That's not a large amount of money.
Right.
What does that tell you about where the Big 12 is at?
Right. Well, yeah, and they're the fourth, and as far as payouts go, they're the number 4 conference, right? ACC's ahead of them even. So,
has our old coach got up to the podium yet?
Actually, yes. Shout out Evan Blaine, friend of the program, wrote an article about it. The headline: UCF coach Scott Frost stays on script at Big 12 Media Days with star quarterback and much to prove. Scott Frost isn't in football mode just yet. The UCF coach flashed a wry grin at the Notion Tuesday from the Star, the sprawling headquarters of the NFL's Dallas Cowboys in Frisco, Texas. Yada, yada. Case in point for Frost, he's leaving the event and heading directly to the airport for a red-eye flight to Italy. His offensive coordinator is getting married Wednesday. Got to try to make it. Yada, yada. During an opening statement, he made one this year. Good job. That's progress. The coach is now 4 years removed from going right to questions. Frost said this group brings him more joy than the 2025 version. I think we're better at almost every single position on our football team. I know that attitude and character of our players and overall team are better. It's a fun group to be around. I love going into work and working with these guys every single day.
All right. I mean, no shots taken at Nebraska. Nebraska didn't catch any strays.
Scrolling quickly through Evan's article, no.
Yeah.
Not seeing it.
Maybe he's matured.
Don't care. I just don't care about him at all.
The Big 12 has to adjust to us. I don't think projections are missing anything. We've got to earn it. I don't blame them for putting us where they put us until we go prove it. That's not going to change. That's growth.
Yep. That's good. What's next?
Let's see. Even as a head coach, every year is going to be different. Every place is different. You got to try to solve the riddle and put the Rubik's Cube together at each place. Particularly now, rules are changing so fast. There's so many new dynamics to it. You've got to stay light on your feet and be willing to adapt.
Are things crumbling out in Boulder?
I don't know.
There clearly is not as the same amount of talk about Dion and Colorado, today, last year, as there was 2-3 years ago.
Is it crumbling, or is that a good thing for Colorado?
I don't know. They've shown some videos of like the team coming out for the spring game, and to say that they did not look like a Big Ten team. They probably didn't look like a Big 12 team. They looked pretty small, which people were noticing. Now, maybe the big guys were still, getting taped up or something, but you just don't hear as much. And I know he's tried to, I guess, I'm sure when he first got there and NIL was firing, it was Shador was there, and they had these like cornerstones that they could kind of, push out there, right? The same way that I guess Nebraska tried with Raiola and stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to play, you have to produce. And when you don't produce, people don't want to hear your words. Yeah. So I'm guessing that probably is the bigger part of it. But yeah, I don't know if he's losing like financial, not that they were ever, super aggressive. And I think their financial support in NIL, but I'm guessing that they can always back off of whatever they were giving them.
Yeah. And their athletic department's in pretty bad financial trouble, I believe, too, right? I don't think they're very well. Could be wrong, but I don't think
from most of the reports that you see, it seems like most athletic departments are in trouble.
Yeah,
operating abnormal amounts of debt. But I don't know. I mean, Colorado is Colorado. They're obviously a big part of like our time playing college. I think it's always fun when there's like teams that kind of identify as villains. I think it's just makes college football better. And I think Colorado kind of has always fit that bill.
Is Colorado a villain, or does it want to be a villain?
Well, I mean, they've been irrelevant, the same way that kind of we have for a while. But in the grand scheme of things, I think they would love. I mean, it just kind of fits them. You're mostly recruiting from out of state. A lot of California kids, a lot of Florida kids that are coming out there, and especially now, you get a lot of kids. I think that they draw the connect, like, oh, that's prime time. That's prime. Like, and they have this like showboating, kind of personalities, right? And when you have those types of kids, when you're loaded with those types of kids, I think it's just natural that eventually you turn into the villain, right? When you talk a lot, like you're kind of going down that path, right? When you sit at the podium and you say, boring things like, this is going to be the toughest game that, we have to play. We have to prepare like we've never prepared before. All the stuff that we had, that's boring. People don't want, it's hard. Like the only place that we fit in villain was, I guess, with some guys getting in trouble during those years. Right. But even at that, I think, having Tom Osborne as our coach and, the way that we approach things was very routine, very boring, I think, for most people looking from the outside looking in. But, Dion is Dion.
Yeah.
Right.
When your coach is up there saying we're keeping receipts,
right,
you get a certain mystique about you, and I think, they love that role. They lean into that role. And, been talked about when we're playing out there, Big Van Vader's leading their team out of the tunnel,
Right.
And so I feel like teams that don't have it put on that persona, and it kind of a deal, fake it till you make it.
Right.
With that, let's go ahead and go to breaking and keep your thoughts coming. Starter Heyman Jewelers text line 402-464-5685. We'll be back with more In the Pit right after this.
Hi, I'm Kendall Warnock, owner of A1 Automotive. When it comes to your vehicle, trust matters. At A1 Automotive, we believe in honest inspections, clear communication, and quality repairs done the first time. Whether you drive a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Porsche, our team is committed to keeping you safe on the road. A1 Automotive, where integrity drives everything we do. Please visit us at 5110 State Hill Drive or give us a call, 402-267-4660. Always honest answers.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this summer, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. This summer's cream cheese flavor is pickle. Pair it with a blueberry cobbler iced latte, and don't forget their Berry Breeze dirty soda. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Are you looking for a place to host company get-togethers, team meetings, or group events? Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln is the perfect place to host your gathering, with private bays available to meet with clients while you swing the sticks and improve your game. Back 9 Golf offers traditional golf opportunities while also providing fun games and activities available for non-traditional golfers on their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators. Learn about their corporate memberships today and gather your favorite groups together at Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln, just off 14th and Pine Lake Road.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We're going to see plenty of sunshine here for our Tuesday. It is going to be another hot one out there. High temperature of 93 with a light southeast wind about 5 to 10. Tonight, mostly clear, 72 for your low temperature. And then for Wednesday, we'll start off with sunshine, then bring in a chance of thunderstorms during the evening and night. We'll get up to 95, though, before that happens. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downing for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white truck, you know the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southeast of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new Delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
The crack of the bat. Sizzling concessions. Yeah, that's the sound of summer at Haymarket Park. It's been that way for 25 seasons. And in this city, it's not a matter of if you'll catch a game, it's how many.
Safe.
That's because there's always something in play for Salt Dogs fans. From saluting our troops to Friday night fireworks, your local tradition plays on. Let's show summer how Lincoln celebrates 25 seasons. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Bauer Underground.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
That's right. Welcome back in. It is In the Pit. You can be part of the show, 402-464-5685. Jason Peter, Grant Wistrom with you. Gents, Starkey and Bennett wants to know, do you have any good stories relating to Matt Verzal or Chris Dishman?
Dish. Yeah. So it must have been junior year spring ball. I think that, because he would have been a senior going into a senior year. We were going in our junior year, and we were in the pit, and we were doing one-on-ones, and Dish and I were going against each other. And next thing you knew, the entire offensive line and the defensive line, it was a full-on, all-out brawl.
Donnybrook, some might say.
It was fun. Yeah. I mean, everybody was just, if you didn't have somebody in your sight and swinging on somebody, you must have been standing away on the outside. Because and the best was, Moose and Carp that always taped the practices. I gave me a copy of that. So I have it somewhere at the house.
Yeah.
We'll have to find that. But yeah, I mean, talk about it. There must have been 40 dudes just swinging on each other and getting into a fight. Yeah, that was a good time. That was my Dish story. Yeah. We just honestly, we hung out, from time to time with offensive guys, but there was a split for sure in our team where defense, we worried about defense. Offense, you guys, they worried about their own thing. Very rarely did you ever have guys coming across the line, across the aisle, so to speak, to make sure that, their side of the ball was taking care of things. Do you know what I mean? It was pretty handled, I think, separately, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. And it wasn't like we don't like those guys.
No,
it was just and quite honestly, especially on the line, offensive linemen and defensive linemen have very, very, very different mentalities.
Yes.
And not saying, we all loved each other or, and cared about each other, but we think differently, completely differently.
And practice, how many times throughout a practice, and I'm sure all the fat offensive linemen that we played with, if they're listening, we would just look over there after literally Charlie is just burning us into the ground, okay, with work. And you look over and Milt and Dan Young have those guys, and Milt and Dan are standing in the middle, and they're just they're like in a circle, right?
Actually singing Kumbaya?
Oh, they're just talking about their blocking schemes and who goes here, who goes there.
Jerseys pulled up, boilers hanging out, sipping on water.
Practices it was like night and day, the difference between practices, right? So as a defensive guy, you're
pisses you off.
Oh, absolutely,
100%.
Absolutely.
It's like watching a kicker over there sit on his helmet. That just doesn't happen in practice.
Yeah, and the guys that actually needed to be moving the most were the ones that were standing stationary.
No. Matt Verzal was one of the first guys I met when I came to campus, when I first on my first visit, Trev was my host, had a bad time, said, I need to come back up here and be with guys I'm going to be with for 4 years. And they set me up with Burrs, Scott Saltzman, and Ryan Twilger, and just had a blast with those guys. It really sealed the deal coming here. And so when I was like, I want to, and this was before kids came in early,
Right.
you know, and I was like, no, I'm ready to get out of Webb City. I need to be up there putting in work. And so I came up here, you know, before my freshman year, and they were cool enough to let me sleep on their couch. So I lived on their couch for about 2 months, and Vers and those guys in that house were some of my first friends here in Lincoln. And just, and his family just took me in and took great care of me. So, you know, the Verzals are just awesome people, big hearts, and really, really big part of my time here in Nebraska.
Vers is missed for sure. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't ask me. Why didn't they ask me to take you on a recruiting trip?
I don't know.
Although Christian and I never got recruits. Never.
They only set me up with 2 my entire time here, and I didn't get either one.
Really?
Yeah. And even
who were they?
Chad Jones from Nevada, Missouri, which is
Chad Jones.
He ended up going to Arkansas.
Okay.
Playing quarterback, I think. Didn't really do anything, but they set me up with him because that was a team we played in high school. And all that. Took him out, showed him. I thought he was coming here. Showed him an awesome time. Went to Arkansas, and some other kid. I don't even remember his name, but I don't know. It's probably a good idea they didn't set me up with too many recruits.
Yeah, I mean, we'd steal their money, right? That was
got like
and
$40,
then you'd but I guess they'd also like give you pizzas at like Val's or something so that you could keep the money or spend it on beer or something like that. Yeah.
Just happened to fall into your pocket?
Sometimes it would find its way into my pocket, even though I had no recruits.
You'd paid your dues. They hadn't. So it's only fair, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
From YouTube, GBR Captain says, what needs to go into Nebraska winning more games as an underdog? Not that you guys were very familiar with not being favored back in college, but for a team to pull an upset, specifically Nebraska, what goes into that mentality, that preparation as an underdog rather than the favorite?
Yeah, I don't know how much you look at that, you know, being favorite or being the underdog. Obviously, there are some teams that like when you're going to have to play Ohio State and you're going to have to play Indiana.
On the road at Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain games that chips are stacked against you. But it should be all broken down like that and it should be reinforced over and over again that that's not what decides this game. You know, how you execute your preparation, that needs to be the stuff that is focused on daily, right? Like, I mean, just repetitively throughout practice, throughout, meetings, throughout all that stuff. And I just think that when you make it about the football instead of everything else, that's when you have a legitimate shot at potentially winning.
Yeah. And like you said, the fundamentals,
right?
Block, tackle, don't put the ball on the ground. Because when you make mistakes against a great program, you're killing yourself. So you just go out and don't play scared, but go out there and just play within yourself and just stick it out, whatever the score is. We're going to figure this out. We're going to keep chipping away. We're not going to quit. We're going to figure out a way to win this game in the fourth quarter. There's no blueprint to it. You just got to believe in yourself. And you're like, all right, we're dogs. Who cares? Let's go out and shock the world here and live with that mentality and just be the Cinderella.
But I also think that we didn't fear going into the fourth quarter, and we were built for the second quarter and the fourth quarter.
How do you build to that?
Because we could run the football, and our physicality was ultimately going to take over, and we just knew that other teams were not prepared the same way that we were. They did not push themselves the same way during the summer months that we pushed ourselves. They didn't push themselves the same way during winter conditioning that we pushed ourselves. So we knew mentally that we had an edge to start with, right? But then when you combine that and you take everything onto the field and the way that you can run the football, that's ultimately you run the football so that in the fourth quarter you can just line up and smash people and rip their hearts out, right? That's it. If you're trying to throw the ball coming into the last couple minutes of the game and you're hoping that this is, obviously you're on your own 10-yard line and you got to get down the field in 15, 30 seconds. It's a different situation. But I'm talking like if everything's just kind of moving along, yeah, this is where then you're paying a strength coach the way that we're paying them. They better be able to take over games at the end of the second and the end of the fourth, right? Like that's where a high salary like that needs to show us why we're paying that salary.
And I think we had the confidence because we had paid the dues in the offseason for the confident to feel right going into the game. Like, hey, we're gonna wear you guys out. Doesn't matter how this starts out. We're gonna be the last man standing. But still, in the back of your mind, there was still just that fear. It wasn't like we were thinking we're Nebraska. We know we paid our dues. We're going to show up and win. There's still that, man, I got to prove it still. No matter what, you still just thinking, I got to prove it. I got to prove it on every freaking snap. And it, not saying that we all showed up on campus that way, but that's just how we were, once we got here, how we were raised, that you have to earn it on every single snap.
Gus Mohawk said, I've always heard that you guys' practices were always harder than the games under Coach Osborne. Is that true? Also, was there some guys or any plays that Nebraska would run in practice that would give the defense trouble?
Well,
I don't think you're going to get them to admit that, Gus Mohawk, because they shut down every play all the time.
They would specifically put us in bad situations, right? We would, where, you kind of talk how we talked earlier, where some defenses are much better against certain situations than others, right? They all should be sound, but some are better than others in certain situations. So they would call, they would have certain offensive plays that they would run against us, knowing that we were in a defense where we may have been handcuffed a little bit and still have to figure out a way to make it happen. I can't remember exactly the plays, but I know kind of that mindset was certainly prevalent when we were playing. I forget the first part of the question that he asked.
Practice is harder than games, yes or no?
Yeah.
That's with that question.
Yeah, and I mean, our coaches were smart when they do that, because then you test the defense,
right?
Right. Even if we do everything right on this play, we run this defense, but they run this play, can we still handle it?
Right.
So it's a test, and it's just refining the game plan throughout the week. So yeah, there were times we got exposed, but it was an intentional exposure by the coaches to once again test the defense, see how it handles this given play, and should we still implement that on Saturday?
But when we would do goal line, which was every Wednesday, I believe it was, and when T.O. said goal line, it was like fireworks were going on.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Gunshots,
I mean, it was, those guys were the end. They were no different than if Colorado got off the plane and showed up for that station, to run that period. That was just, it was a bloodbath, and we stopped them, I would say 99% of the time. The only times they got in the end zone was T.O. saying, yeah, that looked like it crossed the goal line, and gave him a touchdown. And usually that would end in some sort of fight.
Well, he was an offensive guy, so
I know he was, right. And what the top dog says, that's usually the final word. So most of their touchdowns that they got against us in those goal line situations, they were handed to them.
Had to go to the monitor.
Yeah.
Yep. It was fun. Listen, once I spend way too much time driving on my car listening to the station, but it was funny listening to Terrell earlier talking about goal line. He's like, I wasn't on goal line and I didn't want to be on goal line. He's like, when I showed up my first week and I saw what goal line looked like at practice, he's like, I was scared. I was out.
Oh yeah.
That was
where you went from being a boy to a man.
Yep.
Or you just stayed a boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what Fred Hoiberg say, boys win at home, men win on the road. Boys win between the 20s.
Yep.
Men win inside the 20s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, that works for me. But yeah, but you know what? Like, those are some of the fondest memories that I have. Like, I mean, you had all these athletes just absolutely trying to kill each other, all in the name of trying to be better as a team.
Yep.
With that, let's go to break. We'll wrap up In the Pit next. 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion with Window World Lincoln. Are you ready to transform your home? We offer exceptional replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing that will elevate your home's curb appeal and value. As a nationally known, locally owned business, we treat you like family and work tirelessly to deliver the best for less. Don't wait to give your home the upgrade it deserves. Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or check out windowworldlincoln.com. Let's make your home the talk of the neighborhood.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $198 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008623, $198 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 14,000 to its signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, license fees, extra residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
If you become ill or injured at work and need an experienced attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court, protect your rights and freedom to get you the best possible results for your case and the justice you deserve. Trust your rights and freedom to Liberty Law Group. Attorneys serving Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, you know specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software, to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
That's right. Welcome back in. It is In the Pit. Jason Peter, Grant Wistrom here with you. Let's see here. Starkey in Bennett wants to know, any stories about what Coach McBride would do when a defensive lineman was caught in a bad stance?
Well, to start with, he had Charlie's ass beater. Okay, that was like a paddle kind of slash stick that he had, and it said on there Charlie's ass beater. And it had about 3 to 5 nails, like long, like 3-4 inch nails that were pounded into it, that were obviously exposed on one side. And so he would hold it, and you'd get down in your stance, and there were times where he would hit some guys with it, but he would turn it around, obviously. So it didn't, the nail side wasn't going through. But yeah, it was just that sort of thing. Like, and like, honestly, like those are the things you need to obsess over, right? Like getting in a good stance, like flat back, ass up in the air. Hands are ready to fire, like they're ready to strike. Like I see too many guys, not just here at Nebraska, but we'll talk about Nebraska, with their elbow on their off knee, and the hand is just kind of down, or it's down, hanging at the ground or whatever. Like, dude, get those things ready to go. Like this is a game of the difference of centimeters, inches to split seconds. That's the difference. And if it's a split second difference between you firing your hands right because you got them ready to go, or they have to move an extra 5 to 6 inches to get, you know what I mean? Like those are little things that take no effort at all. It's just doing them, creating habits out of things, right? Like, so yeah, I mean, there was a lot with Charlie. I mean, he was a perfectionist. I know people get caught up in the fire, and the Charlie being kind of this, can be full of fire, and but like at the end of the day, he wanted things done right, like perfect, like hand placement and stuff. Now, at the same time, he was also the guy that was like, if you're going to make a mistake, make it going 1,000,000 miles an hour. So it wasn't always like you didn't have to play with great technique, but if you didn't play with great technique, you better be making most plays. Like that was you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see here. GBR captain, if you guys could improve Nebraska's red zone defense or Nebraska's red zone offense, which do you think would have more of an impact on the season?
I'd say, I think you're going to have a hard time getting any other answer out of than defense out of this room right now.
Right.
Offense
wasn't good in the red zone either last year. But still,
if you can't score on you though, you can't lose. And it's a mentality. If you have a strong red zone defense, that attitude, that's your home turf. You're defending that. That's where you bow up. And so if you're bowing up there, you're bowing up on other points of the field too. And because you're defending it like it's your home.
But yeah, what the difference is? A big difference between having a sudden change inside your red zone, right, where your offense coughs the ball up and you're able to hold that team to a field goal rather than 7 points. I mean, you do that a couple of times throughout the game, like that is huge difference between ending up with, a team getting 6 points, off of turnovers on your own half of the field as compared to, putting up 14 points. Yeah. So yeah, red zone defense.
Did you guys treat red zone any differently? And obviously I'm sure the play calls are slightly different with less space, but what else was different about being in the red zone as opposed to between the 20s?
No difference for me.
Yeah, nothing. nothing.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're calling a little bit different scheme, but just up front, we were always doing the same. Unless we got into a goal line defense, we were always doing the same thing up front, just based upon personnel.
Oh.
Easiest ways for a defense to get better in the red zone.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, for a defense just to get better, I think you have to be you have to be fundamentally strong, right? There is no room for error when you get down inside the red zone. So if you're playing a 3 technique, like, you better be outside shade of that guy, and you better hold that point. You better have that B gap, and you better, you know, if he blocks down, you better be pushing on him, not letting him get a free release. Like, all of the little things that you've trained for over your life, those are the things, if you don't take care of them in the red zone, they're exploited, and they usually end up with the running back or somebody hitting their head on the goalpost. You know, like, that's just the reality. I just think you have to be so strong fundamentally when you get down into crunch time.
Yeah, there's just no room for error there. I feel like the easiest way to improve a defense overall throughout the field is getting 11 guys running to the football on every single snap. Just if you have 11 guys that are disciplined enough to run, I don't care where you're on the field, the ball's 40 yards away, you're still sprinting 40 yards, you're trying to get to as close as you can when the whistle blows. If you have 11 guys out there performing like that on just effort, those are going to be the same guys that pay attention to detail, that handle the little things too. So I hated pursuit drills when I was playing. I thought they were the dumbest things in the entire world. But when I started coaching and kind of stepping back from a little bit, like, that's the most important thing on defense, is just running to the football.
Yeah. And you know, like, if you can stop the run, that's huge, right? Like, because technically, like, it should get a little easier for the secondary when the space gets tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the only real thing that but they're sticking to their guys. There's not as much like, okay, make sure, you know, I got him covered, but make sure, you know, the quarterback's like, kind of the front 7 needs to take care of that, you know, like in the red zone. Like, those skinny guys are going to be running with each other all over the back of the end zone and everything else. But if you can stop the run and at least force them into situations where, you know, okay, this is probably pass here, I think it's a huge difference than if you are constantly battling out of, you know, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. Now you know, well, they can do either here, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot that went into that, but we are up against the clock. We're out of time. What's on the tap for the week, fellas? Anything big coming up this week? Kill week?
Well,
we're golfing Friday. We get to go golfing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this should
go
be good
tear up
stories about
Firethorn.
that. Yep.
Probably get kicked off.
Yeah.
That's all right. Wouldn't be the first course I've been removed from.
Well, just make it back here on Tuesday.
That's right.
How about that?
Yep.
For Grant Wistrom, for Jason Peter, I'm Moss Norman. This has been In the Pit. Find it wherever you get your podcasts. Literally everywhere you get your podcast. You can find the version of the show, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, broadcast up and rolling for you as well. Thanks to everyone who's a part of things on our Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line. We'll be back to do it again next week, 4 to 6 p.m. in the Pit.